Good morning and welcome to the Virtual Cheese Awards 2020, showcasing the best of British cheese. My name is Sarah DeWitt, co-founder of the Virtual Cheese Awards, and I'll be looking after this session today. We are this morning judging the best of white moulded cheese, and I'd like to introduce you to our two expert judges, one of which is Emma Young, and the other is Ruth Holbrook. Emma, can you please tell me about yourself?
Sure. So I'm Emma Young. I'm a cheese specialist, having worked in the industry for 10 years in different guises now, between retailing, wholesaling, bit of cheese making, and now I am a consultant, also known as the Cheese Explorer on Instagram.
Thank you very much. And Ruth, welcome.
Hi there, I'm Ruth Holbrook and I'm head of wholesale for Paxton and Whitfield, very old cheesemongers in London, Bath and Stratford-upon-Avon. I've been in the food industry for about 15 years. Most of that has been in cheese and a little bit of fruit and veg as well. But the lure of cheese is always too strong, so I always come back.
Thank you very much. So the class is external white mould, and this class is sponsored by Altma. So would you like to introduce the first sample and we can start to judge?
Sure. Okay. So this is sample number one. This is a bloomy rind style. Do you want me to say much more about the actual cheese?
So if you announce the number of the sample, and then we can make sure that you're both looking at the same samples. Yeah.
This is entry number 393.
Okay, thank you.
Cool.
So it looks like it. I mean, my flat's quite a nice temperature this morning, so it's had a little bit of time out of the fridge, and it's looking like it's really, excuse me, broken down really well and nice and oozing and fatty. So that's a good start.
Absolutely, I've got the same here. It's just starting to run a little bit, but it's not completely running off the table. So sort of perfect ripening it looks like.
Yeah.
And visually, it looks, the rind looks grand. No sort of oddities, no faults. It looks pretty consistent.
Aroma wise, bit of mushroom, but it's not a real brie type stinker.
It's not, no.
Fairly delicate.
I've got a bit of a peppery rind, tiny bit of pepper on the rind.
Mm-hmm.
You got that too?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Okay. Let's have a little tasty. Texture-wise, it's what I'd expect from a brie style. The rind has got tiny bit of a chew on, but the paste is lovely, really sort of unctuous, quite custardy.
Yeah. It's really silky, isn't it?
Yeah.
The paste.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rinds are, as you say, a little bit of chew, a little bit of thickness, but still breaks down really well.
Absolutely. I don't think the chew is detrimental to the overall cheese itself.
No, I agree. It's very pretty, actually.
It is, yeah. It's very photogenic from this day. What do you think of the flavour?
Need to be wary of eating too much cheese this early on, but nonetheless. Yeah, it's towards the milder side, certainly.
Absolutely.
I think it'd be a good crowd pleaser.
Yeah. I think it's quite nice and safe. It's correct. It's clean. It's not trying to be anything too bold, but there's no sort of fault in the flavour. I think it's
I agree.
Crowd pleaser.
Yeah, definitely.
Aftertaste. I've got quite a lot of just milk. Fresh milk at the end.
Yeah, definitely. But certainly nothing unpleasant, no like tang or unpleasant aftertaste at all. Not a great deal of length, but also what is there is really nice.
Yeah, I agree. And then true to character, I think it is true to character. I think it does
I
exactly
agree.
what you expect it to do.
Yeah,
Wicked.
definitely.
All right.
Yeah.
Should we start scoring? The appearance out of 10.
Like high, I mean 8 or 9. It's really nice.
Go with, yeah. I don't know how I want to. I think I'd go as high as a 9. It looks beautiful. There's no faults. It is just very correct, but there's nothing. It's not making me go, oh my god, I want to shove this in my mouth right now. So it's not quite 10 for me.
Yeah.
But I think a 9. It's very beautiful.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, fine. I'm happy with 9.
Amazing.
Aroma. I mean, there's nothing unpleasant about the aroma, but it's also not knock your socks off.
I'd go for sort of like a 7-ish.
7? Yeah, 7. Yeah, 7.
Just because I've got a bit of not quite ammonia, but that pepper is sort of making me think, oh, are you a bit of ammonia? I think 7. Flavor.
I'd say probably around 7 again for me, I think.
Yeah.
You happy
Very
with that?
correct, but not knocking socks off. Yeah, exactly. I think 7. Fair. Texture's
I'd
very...
say texture, yeah, bit better. Yeah.
What do you think?
8
or 9? 8. Yeah, perfect. Aftertaste. It's quite short, but it wasn't. There weren't any off flavors. There wasn't any fault to it. I'd stick around the sort of 7.
7. Yeah.
And then true to character.
Well, for a British brie style, I'd say very true.
Yeah.
And a really good example. So 8 or 9 again.
I think let's go with the 9. I think you're right. As a British style bloomy rind brie looking cheese, I think it's very, very true to character. So yeah, 9. That sounds good. All right.
Just realised that we're going to have to do maths at this point.
I've got a calculator. Don't worry, I'm cheating.
It's a little bit worrying.
All right. So that is 47.
Great.
Pretty good start. Nice.
Yeah, strong start.
Any general comments have you got?
I guess we should make a note.
Just looking perfectly right.
Yeah, it's ripened so well. I wonder if I can hold it up again and squidge it for the audience.
I'm not sure if I can pick mine up anymore. Yeah.
Look at that. Beautiful. Yeah, ripened really well. Great texture, really silky, fatty, oozy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Let's move on to 394. So we've got entry 394 next. Have you got the same one? Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Okay. So outer appearance looks good. It looks like with a bit of the sort of coppery brown mottling that it might have a bit more ripeness on it, potentially.
Yeah. Rind is...
Oh, a bit more of the ammonia on that one.
Yeah.
But not completely overwhelming. There's still mushroom there.
No, I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like a nice rind, very thin.
Yes. The cheese itself, or you mean? Or
The rind. The rind is thin.
Texture's good again though. It's ripened the whole way through. I don't know if you can see squidge. Squidge cam.
It's got yeah, like again a nice fatty paste, nice consistency.
I've gone straight in to taste. I'm sorry, got eager.
There's a lot more flavour.
Absolutely. I get more.
Go on. I was going to say mushroom.
Me too. It's quite
Yeah.
prevalent, the mushroom flavour. It's really nice.
Yeah, it is nice. The rind is a little bit, how can I, like as you said, a bit of chew. That's quite that's quite a good expression for it. There is definitely some rind left there.
Yeah.
Despite it being quite thin.
Yeah.
But the cheese itself is really good, and I don't think actually that doesn't put me off. It's still a nice ratio.
I think so. I think the flavour, yeah, the flavour's lovely. It's the mushrooms sort of start right at the beginning. For the aftertaste, again, I have still got a bit of mushroom. It's got a fair amount of length, but then it sort of goes off into milk again. But it's a pleasant milk flavour.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice cheese.
I think that is a very nice cheese too. Cool. All right, appearance. What would you think?
I'd say maybe, I don't think it's quite as visually appealing as the first one, so I'd maybe an 8.
I think an 8 too.
We're so in sync already.
Aroma. See, I'm wondering if I don't think it's much different to the one before in terms of grading. It has got that a tiny bit more of that peppery ammonia, so I think 6 is unfair. What do you think?
Yeah,
I
think 7 again.
Yeah. Flavour, I think that was really
higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going again. Good sign.
Do you reckon 8? I'm not.
I completely agree. I was going to say I was thinking a 9, but I think it's definitely a very good cheese, but not quite at that wow factor. It's a very nice 8. I think is very fair. Texture's good. I think it was perfectly ripe. You don't want it too much more ripe, otherwise you'll lose half your cheese across the table.
Yeah, agreed.
I think an 8 would be quite good.
I think that's fine. Aftertaste, a bit more length, so maybe 8 for that. Do you reckon?
Yeah, in around 8 as well, exactly. Perfect. This is easy when you're in sync. Excellent. And then true to character, I think that it is, but not quite. I think I'm sitting around an 8. I don't know what you think for this one. I don't think I'm sitting as high as a 9.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair.
Yeah.
It's not got quite the if we're comparing it to a camembert, which it is sort of in the style of, then you might expect a bit more height and bounce with a camembert, mightn't you? So
yeah. I think I'm
7.
Yeah, fine. 7. All right, maths. So that is a 46. What general comments do you think?
I think it's done really well on flavour and texture. It was a lovely fatty texture and good mushroomy notes.
I think we've marked it down ever so slightly because of the appearance. I think we wanted a bit more of that texture and height. Well, not necessarily height, but a bit more of that sort of unctuous type character. And yeah, I don't know. I think it was a very good cheese in general. Nice flavour. Yeah. Right. 46. So that one's. The next one we have is entry number 395. It's the last one in this category.
So it's a little smaller kind of button. Very delicate smell. Smells like a goat's cheese.
I think so too. Colour.
It is a goat's cheese.
Yep. very white. I don't know if you can see that as well, but the paste is a lot whiter than the others. Yeah, that's better on Ruth's camera. Yeah.
Focus. Yeah,
That's great.
yeah, that is definitely a goat's cheese. Nice and neat and not brown, and kept its shape well and performed well in the wrapping. It's not damp. So, you know, appearance wise, it's very pretty.
I agree.
Very, very delicate smell on the rind. The paste.
Delicate as well, I think. The paste.
Yeah, delicate. It smells like, you know, goat's cheese.
What I really like about the appearance on this one is you've got that slightly frothy feathered rind and rind paste and heart in the middle. You've got a nice punctuous breakdown around the rind. So I think some people would say it's not completely ripe the whole way through, but I think it's actually bad thing.
I think that's perfect. Yeah.
Yours, in fact, looks tiny bit riper than mine. I don't know if you can see that. Got a bit more of feathering, maybe.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Maybe not. All right. This looks yummy. Okay. The salt level's quite prevalent in that one.
Yeah,
but a nice way
salty.
Salt. You get a nice sort of caramel sweetness.
Yeah, that's really nice.
It is
quite. It is. Yeah, it is quite salty, but I agree. It's pleasant. And it's got just that little bit of citrus kind of freshness that you would hope for in a goat's cheese.
Yep.
It would be, I'd imagine, very versatile.
For using in the kitchen, you think, or with boards?
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, kitchen, boards, different fruits and honeys, and grilled or whatever in tarts. I think it would be a good handy one to have in the fridge.
I think so too. It's quite. I said it's refreshing because you've got that sort of nice acidity in the middle, but it's also really rich. It's quite full on rich, but I'm really enjoying it. I've still got the flavour in my mouth now. It's got a really nice length to it, I think.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's lovely.
Perfect.
And the rind is very thin and completely breaks down. In your mouth, there's no bite at all.
Nope. So appearance.
Very pretty.
Yeah. I think I'm around an 8 or a 9. I think I'm more on an 8 on this one. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Aroma.
It was quite mild.
Yeah. I don't think it's defining feature.
No, there's not much going on in the smell department.
I want to stick around the 7 mark. I don't know what.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm happy with that.
Yeah. Flavour was solid. It was very nice, very complex.
Yeah.
Still going on in my mouth now. I'm around a 9. I don't know where you are for flavour on that.
I'd say 8 to 9.
2 halves. I don't know.
Can we do halves?
I don't know if
Well, let's do halves. Sarah's not saying no. So.
Are you happy? Are you happy with 8.5?
8.5. Yeah.
Yeah. Texture, I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
I'm sitting again in sort of 8 or 9. Should we go 9?
Yeah.
Aftertaste is definitely still there. I think it's got a really nice length to it and a pleasant flavour. I think I'm actually on about a 9 because that really does sort of stand it above.
Yeah, it's good. 9. I'm happy with that.
Wicked. And then what do you think of true to character?
I'd say it's very true to character for a goat's cheese in this style.
Okay. What would you like to give it?
9 again. You could go 9. It's high. Very high scoring round.
I agree. I think it's a very good example. Yeah, I'm happy. Let me do the maths thing. Oh no, that's too many marks. So that is 50.5. Is that right?
Ooh.
Yeah, again. 9, 8.5, 7, 8. Yeah, 50.5. So I believe that's our winner for the category. Let's do general comments on that one. What do you think?
Lovely, clean flavour with some fudginess and also quite refreshing. Really thin rind that just kind of disappears in your mouth, which is what you want. Very pretty and versatile.
Perfect. Versatile. Okay, so we are awarding first place to entry number 395, second place to entry number 393, and third place to entry number 394. Is that correct?
So there's no losers in that round.
They were all solid start. That was nice. Perfect.
Thank you very much, ladies. That was amazing judging and very, very articulate and great to actually show the viewers the kind of cheese and the texture and everything else. So just to let the viewers know how you've scored that, the process of judging is a 6 attribute process. Each attribute has a score of 10, so each cheese actually judged out of 60. And the winner is the one who has the most points, obviously. So thank you very much. I'd just like to inform you that there'll be more judging available to watch live on Saturday the 18th. The show will start at about 11 o'clock and we'll go through until about 4:30. So we look forward to seeing you then. Thank you very much. Good morning and welcome to the Virtual Cheese Awards 2020. We are showcasing the best of British cheese. I am Sarah DeWitt and I'm a co-founder of the awards and I'll be hosting this session. We're about to start judging the Class 2T Artisan Best Goat Cheese Soft. There are 13 entries into this class. I'd just like to introduce our expert judges. We've got Emma Young and we have Ruth Holbrook. Would you like to introduce yourself, Emma, please, and then Ruth?
Sure. So yeah, I'm Emma Young. I'm a cheese specialist, having worked in the cheese industry for the last 10 years in various different guises through retailing, wholesale, a bit of cheese making and mongering, and I'm also known as the Cheese Explorer on Instagram.
Thank you very much, Emma.
And I'm Ruth Holbrook and I'm head of wholesale for Paxton and Whitfield. I started my cheese journey in their Bath shop as a part-time cheesemonger and then just kind of worked my way up through retail and then into food service, so working with lots of chefs and now in charge of wholesale.
Thank you very much. So just for the viewers out there who are watching, I'd just like to let you know how we are judging the cheese. So it is a 6 attribute system. Each attribute scores 10 points and the cheese are judged out of a total of 60 points. The cheese with the highest points wins. Okay, so let's just sit back and let Emma and Ruth do their magic and enjoy.
Cool. All right, so we are starting with entry number 148, which is this
Little beauty.
pyramid type. Yeah, beauty. It looks lovely.
It does look absolutely beautiful. Then the smell emanating from the spread of cheeses before me is quite amazing.
It's quite intoxicating in a good way. I'm getting hungry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. So appearance-wise, it looks lovely. It's got a tiny bit of a sort of geo wrinkle to it, but not too much.
It's a beautiful stage of dampness as well. If anyone has ever handled or sold or eaten a lot of goat's cheese, then you know that it can be a tricky balance. Once you need to wrap it, or often you wrap it to protect it, but then that in turn means you trap moisture, and so it can be really hard to get the right level of dampness on the rind, and this is absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I agree. Looks lovely. Right. So yeah, this is a goats category, so you'll see all of these will be a little bit lighter in colour. They will be quite white, like that.
See that all right? Where my focus is. Oh, it smells amazing.
Good start. Yeah, really nice sort of breakdown just beneath the rind as well on this one. It's not slipping out, so it's still all held together quite nicely. Oh, yeah, that looks great.
It smells really kind of like meadowy, like summer meadows.
Yeah, bit of grass, a tiny bit of honey on there as well, some sort of like
Yeah.
a bit of honey.
Careful. I'm going in.
So texture, the core is actually slightly drier than I anticipated. It's got a bit of a squeak, a curdy squeak.
Yeah, agreed. It's a bit firmer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. The breakdown is, as would be expected, nice and silky. Salt again in this is quite evident. It's not over salty, but I'm very aware of it.
Mm. Yeah, it's the breakdown by the rind is, I mean, it's almost like two completely different cheeses, because the breakdown by the rind is so silky and soft, and then the paste in the middle is quite firm, surprisingly firm.
Okay.
Flavor wise, what do you think flavor wise? I'm surprised it's not a little bit stronger, actually.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's not a little bit more sort of complex either. I've got kind of base flavors and then not a huge amount of complexity. The length, there is a flavor still in my mouth still now, but it's mainly salt and a bit of goat. But
yeah,
what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. It's not the longest flavor.
Okay. Okay, so should we go through, I think, appearance? It looks wonderful.
Really nice.
It look beautiful on the center of a cheese board, on a counter. I would score that quite highly. Don't know where you're sitting. I'm around 8 or 9.
Yeah, I agree. Let's say,
I think 8 for me, just because
I think 8. Yeah.
Aroma.
It's really nice aroma.
It is. The honey, the sort of the meadow thing you said, the grassy notes, I think it's it's super promising from the aroma. I'm on about 9.
Yeah, 9 defo. It's really nice. Flavor a little bit, don't know, not quite as great as I was hoping. It's still really good. I wonder if it's just that and I guess this is a bit to do with the texture, like it's not quite melded together as one cheese. Whether that's to do with age, I don't know, but it's not quite got the complexity, perhaps.
I think it's the aroma was so promising. It gave off so much complexity. It feels slightly imbalanced now when you're tasting it. I'm sort of expected a tiny bit more of something.
Yeah.
I think
so maybe a 7 for flavour.
Yeah. Texture. Oh, sorry. What were you going to say?
Well, no, texture. I was going to say maybe around the same, sort of 7.
I think so. That slight squeak, the curdy thing, doesn't feel quite how I was expected it to taste, sort of a lactic at this stage. I think 7 is fine. Aftertaste,
like pleasant but not massively lengthy.
I'm around the sort of 7-8 mark again.
Yeah. let's say 7, I think, again, or maybe 7.5.
Yeah, let's do 7.5, I think, because it has got a bit of length to it. True to character, so it's a lactic goat. I think the texture is just slightly bringing it down for me on true to character.
Exactly. I think I was hoping for a slightly more kind of whippy, moosey, real centre, which is just letting it down just a touch.
Yeah.
So maybe again 7.
I agree. Yep. I think that is all sound. Okay, so maths. 45.5.
Okay.
And then sort of general comments. I think that's quite important for the producer.
Yeah.
The texture was just slightly different to what we were expecting at this stage of maturity.
Yeah. It just wasn't quite melded together as one lovely cheese.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Next, we've got entry number
240. Is it this one? Yeah.
Yeah, this triangle.
So this is a kind of brie style, but obviously goat's milk. Squidgy.
I really like the appearance of the paste. I think it looks really sort of, I mean, it's been in plastic, so I'm just going to trim it a little bit. That's one thing I think with some of these, trim it because they have travelled in vacuum pack or in plastic. So to give the cheese the judging, you should give it a bit of a trim, but it still looks lovely. Sort of a nice sort of fudgy, pasty breakdown, but slightly moussey texture in the middle, which looks really appealing.
Yeah, it looks pretty meaty, the middle.
It does, yeah. What do you think of the rind?
Yeah, pretty. It smells a bit. Smells a bit farm gatey. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. You getting farm gate?
A little bit of farm. I'm getting a bit of dairy as well, like being in a dairy smell.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an unusual smell, the actual cheese.
It's interesting. I've got quite a sort of vegetal character to it, something a bit mineral, bit brassicary. So I've got something a bit like not Brussels sprouts quite, but like maybe cabbagey.
Yeah, it's quite salty as well.
It is, yeah. My mouth
yeah.
is not the acidity is quite too.
Yeah. It's an unusual flavour. I'm just.
You know what I mean by the brassica thing? Can you taste anything like that too, like cabbage?
It's also a bit brassy, like a bit metallic somehow. And and I think the rind is brassicary, cabbagey.
Also got a bit of the texture's really sort of almost triple cream style around the break.
The texture's incredible.
Yeah. Okay.
To get it that thick and creamy without being oozy is quite amazing.
I agree. I think it's wow.
It's an interesting cheese.
Definitely an interesting cheese. We judge it. So appearance wise,
really pretty.
Like the paste and the breakdown is pretty, like you said. Sitting around an 8 again.
Yeah.
Aroma
doesn't quite do it for me. It doesn't massively smell like what it is, which is a soft goat's cheese.
It's bizarre. sort of the other way to other cheeses that you taste, where you get a lot of aroma and then not so much paste. It's not so much flavour. It feels almost the other way around. It's quite surprising.
Yeah.
Aroma sort of 7-ish.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah.
Flavour. I mean, it's got a lot of flavour. I'm not sure I like it that much, but it has got an amazing flavour.
I'm really intrigued by it, so I keep going back to it.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not sure how much I'm doing it to find new sort of flavours, or whether I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
I really like brassica flavours in cheeses. So like in sort of camembert styles and in bries, I do really like that. I didn't expect it in a goat's milk cheese like this. I'm a bit torn on flavour. What do you think?
Yeah. I think I am getting a bit of bitterness now, actually, as well.
Really?
I think flavour, I'd probably go around a 7.
Yeah. I think 7 because I am curious. Happy with 7?
Yeah.
Okay. Texture.
Texture's great.
Really nice. I really enjoyed that texture. It's really, really unctuous, really sort of triple cream like. The rind is in check, it's not.
Yeah, nice and thin.
I
9
think
texture.
9, absolutely. Aftertaste.
It's not a great deal. It's not a great deal happening.
I've got a bit of something. I've got a bit of that sort of cabbagey brassica thing happening, and a bit of sort of just general salty, lovely cheese. I think I'm on about a 7.5, 8-ish.
Yeah, I think I'm 7.5.
Then true to character is quite tough. It's not the most common of styles. The goat.
No. Brie.
Yeah.
I mean, it is probably quite true to character. If you tell someone you're gonna have a goat brie, then they'd expect something like this. So probably like a 7, 8.
I think 8. I think it's got a really lovely texture. It is brie-like, if that's what it looks like. It's supposed to be like that. I think 8 sounds good.
Okay.
Right, overall 7, 9, 7.5, 8. 46.5 on that one. So we really enjoyed the texture.
Yeah, really luxurious fatty texture.
Yeah.
And an unusual flavour that was, kept you going back for more.
Yep, sounds good. Cool. All right, next one is entry number 241, which is this little guy, this little sort of goatee fresh button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it looks like unashed goat cheese. It does have a rind, but it also, it looks also very fresh.
Yeah, like really, really immature rind, I think.
Yes, yeah. And this one is a bit, talking before about the dampness, this one is much more damp and is a bit tacky.
I think that is because it's, wow, I've never really seen a style like this. It's it looks almost like a very young sort of bloomy rind style, or a very young sort of lactic that.
Yeah.
No, it's quite intriguing. I don't know if
is it what? Look inside.
Up.
Oh, okay. Well, I was not expecting that. Have you cut yours? Yeah.
Yeah. So the holes
look, it's bubbly.
Irregular.
I was expecting something like a kind of crottin, so quite firm.
The holes I'm not sure about. Is that a normal thing? Is what I'm thinking. It smells. I don't
think I've ever seen a cheese like that.
No.
So the rind smells definitely getting a bit of baby sick. And the
inner, a lot of sort of tracked way.
Yeah, it smells really fresh, doesn't it?
It smells like a dairy,
Like a dairy, yeah.
Dairy.
The paste smells actually lovely.
I think I want to try it because it's really unusual. The holes possibly sometimes indicate to me a fault in a cheese like this, but there's no off flavours, off aromas. It tastes like it's just come out of the mould.
It's actually really nice. Salt's good. It's a bit like a sort of pressed ricotta. Not so sure about the rind though.
I don't really feel like I've got much rind at all. I've got a bit of yeast sort of forming on the bottom and a tiny bit of like polish out the sort of the black mould that you can see. It feels to me like it's sort of in between stages. I don't quite understand it. That might just be me, but it feels like it's not quite a young fresh, and it's not quite at sort of any sort of matured stage. I'm really intrigued. All right, so okay, shall we go through the categories? It might make it easier.
That might help.
So appearance.
It's good. It's held together well. It's quite. It is a bit damp. Really, as you cut it, my knife is really wet having cut it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
This is funny. Oh God, I've got cheese everywhere.
I'm intrigued by it, but not massively sort of attracted to it.
Yeah.
I think it's very striking visually. I think it would look interesting on a counter. I think people would be drawn in. It looks, if you look at it like that, it almost looks like, well, maybe not. It looks a bit like cheddar curds just now, where the holes are slightly fat. I don't know. Okay, so appearance, I am on around day 6 or 7. Where are you?
Yeah, I think. Well, let's go in the middle. 6.5.
Aroma.
Aroma inside is nice. Outside, I'm not. That to me, it does smell a bit baby sicky, which is again not necessarily a bad thing. That's not necessarily a criticism. But that doesn't. I don't want to eat that rind or that outer.
I quite like the aroma because it reminds me of being in a dairy, and I really like the fresh whey type cheeses and that kind of really fresh goat cheese. But for me, the aroma doesn't quite match up to anything else. I don't love it. I think I think you don't like it as much as I do in aroma. I think I'd be happy with about a sort of 7-ish.
I like the aroma inside of paste.
Okay, sorry. Where do you think we should put it?
It's not strong. It's not strong, but it's really nice. 6.5.
6.5, cool. Flavour.
A little bit of a squeak on the texture. Flavour,
it's got like a yogurt sour to it. I don't think it's pleasant. I quite enjoy that.
Yeah, me too. It's quite nice. It's well balanced. It's not too salty.
Nice acidity.
Yeah.
8.
Yeah, 8. I'm happy with that.
Texture
is unusual. There's definitely a bit of bounce to it.
I don't quite understand it, if I'm honest.
No.
With the holes. As
you said, it's hard to know if it's a fault, but
I don't think it's an appealing texture.
No.
I'm on around a sort of 5 on texture. I don't know where you.
I'm with you.
Okay. Aftertaste.
There isn't. There's a sort of pleasant goatiness, but it's really quite mild, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
6.
6. Yeah, that sounds fair. And then true to character. I don't really know what it is. What it's trying to be. So I'm not quite sure. If we're going to base it on what we think it is, which is like a sort of a tall, fresh crottin style,
Yeah.
then it's not very true to character.
No. So maybe, should we give her benefit out and say 6?
I think so. Yeah, fine. I did really enjoy those sort of yogurty, sour whey flavors, that kind of thing. I'm not quite sure I understand it or love it. Maybe that's more.
Yeah.
All right, so scores 38 on that one. Okay. General comments, I think we just said that, right?
Mm.
Okay. All good?
All good.
All right, let's get the next 3 up. Are you all right doing it in 3s? Does that work? Or...
Yeah, I might just clear these off my board if I can. Bear with. So next,
next.
242.
Yeah, 242, 243, and 244.
What do they look like? 244. I've got
243 is just
242. Yeah. Okay. This looks like it could be a little brother or sister to the one before, do you think?
Yours looks incredibly different to mine, just I think. Can you see?
Oh yeah, does it?
Yeah. They're the same cheese, but I think I've got quite a lot more sort of mould growth on the outside. But yes, it could be related.
I'll show you mine.
Yeah. And, ooh, yours is.
It's got a similar kind of tackiness.
Yeah. Okay. You got those 3.
I have, yeah.
Okay. All right. So 242 is the one we're judging next, which is one here.
Yeah.
Sort of goatee button, but a flatter shape than the last one we tried. So appearance on my one is that it's a very fresh, rindless style, but it has grown a lot of not beautifully looking sort of poil de chat and other types of black and brown molds.
I think I've got slightly less than you, but still a little bit.
Yeah. The aroma,
Mine.
bit boozy.
The bottom of mine smells really fresh and yogurty. The top doesn't smell so much, actually.
I've got a sort of a grape musty smell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely something, something fermented in its aroma.
Yes, I think this
Does
is
it look like
definitely.
It looks
Got another bubbly one. It's a little bit different texture-wise. I grab that one. This one looks, well, I guess it's been Whereas because it's more squat, more of the whey is drained out of it, and therefore what's left is just got a little bit more density to it and a little bit more creaminess to it.
Yeah.
It's definitely not a creamy cheese, but
I've got just a tiny bit of sort of moisture looking bit around the edges, but
yeah, that smell. If you smell in the middle, it is literally like you've just walked into a dairy.
Yeah,
it's lovely. It's lovely.
Okay, let's give it a taste. For me, I'm getting a lot of sort of track whey. It's really peppery, really spicy, quite acrid. Mine looks quite. Mine is not very. It's not my favourite in flavour.
That's so. Mine does not taste like that, but it really, the flavour just drops off immediately. Like it's a little bit squeaky, and there is not a great depth of flavour there.
Okay. I'm not quite sure.
What
If you look up at Sarah, because they seem really different. Do we judge it on Ruth's cheese, which sounds a little bit more true to character, or that they sound incredibly different in flavour?
Oh, you're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think you just got to go with true to character, and then just look at all the different attributes together and just make a decision between you. I can't really get involved. I can't taste it, but yeah, if you just go through each one, I mean, one may just totally pip it to the post, but
Okay. Fine. So appearance wise, let's do, I think, through the grading. It might help us again. The appearance.
I mean, it's honestly, you might struggle to sell that in a British cheese shop to the normal British consumer, because it is a little bit damp and it's got hairy grey mould. If we're going to be absolutely honest, because most people don't love that.
No.
They either want it white or they want it mouldy, but they don't want it a bit of both.
I agree. I think if mine is, if we're looking at sort of the same affinage or the same maturity between our two cheeses, and there is the possibility that they can go this way as well, then it doesn't come across as the most stable of cheese.
Yeah. And I think the cheesemakers will struggle to sell that on any large scale, I'd have thought.
Okay. So let's give it some scores. I think appearance 6. What do you think, Ruth? 5?
5. 5, I think.
Aroma, mine is an interesting sort of fermented flavour aroma. I'm happy to go on yours.
And mine smells lovely inside, if you like dairies.
Let's go on the aroma.
So like 6.5.
Texture. Oh, sorry. Flavour.
Flavour is not really there. It's dropping off really quickly, and as soon as you've had it, it's kind of gone. Sadly.
Mine tastes like faults. It tastes like that way, really, really harsh acidity. I go sort of middle ground to around sort of 5-ish. But I'd like to feed back to the producer that that's what did happen to mine in sort of the same time frame as yours. But I think,
should we say like 4 maybe?
Okay.
Texture. It looked like it was going to be more enjoyable than the last one, but then actually it was not more enjoyable than the last one.
I think we're on another sort of 4 or 5-ish for texture.
Yeah. Say 4.
Aftertaste for mine was quite unpleasant. Quite, yeah, like I said, acrid, really sort of unpleasant sort of mould flavours, like molds that you don't particularly want to grow on the cheese, unfortunately. How was your aftertaste?
It was not unpleasant, but there wasn't much of it.
So if we stick around the sort of 5 mark, 4?
So 4, I think, sounds probably more fair.
And then true to character, I don't think this is what they were aiming for, the producer. Honestly, I'm not sure, but it doesn't feel like this is true to what they're trying to represent in the cheese. I'm on around the sort of 4 or 5 mark again on this one, unfortunately.
Well, let's do 4 then.
I think this could be a really interesting cheese. I think on counters it's really nice to have a sort of fresher style. Fresh goat's cheeses do really nicely.
Yeah.
Rinds when it forms it just needs a little bit of work, I think, on the maturing, and it could be something really exciting. But at the minute, there's just a few things that aren't making it as appealing as it could be. I think. Yeah. What do you think, Rick?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
All right. So scores. So
just gonna shut my door. Hold on.
So that one was a 27.5.
Okie.
And I think the comments of what we just said,
yeah.
I think we're in agreement, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okey.
So this is 243, which is this one. So again, a sort of round, buttony type, nice cloud.
Yeah. Bit of tackiness, bit of dampness, but acceptable, I'd say.
So it's got a bit of ash coating by the looks of things, as well as the bloom growing on the top.
Mine has a little bit of a sort of yeasty bacon frazzles.
I love
smell. Who doesn't? You getting bacon frazzles?
I'm getting a bit of a bacony thing. Oh, I see what you mean. It's quite an interesting aroma. It's quite pleasant.
Yeah, it's nice.
Appearance-wise, I think it looks really pretty. It's quite a lot of bloom over the ash, but
yeah, I'd agree. It's really pretty, very appealing, very appealing. There's the inside.
Clean and easy to cut.
Yeah.
By clean, I don't mean not really dirty clean. I mean it's just a very sort of fresh and correct cut. I mean, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. That's a real characteristic sort of goatee smell, isn't it?
Yeah, I went straight into it again. I'm sorry. Yeah. Bit of vegetal sort of aroma to it as well. Quite a chew on the rind.
Quite salty.
Quite salty.
Took a massive mouthful by accident. Quite citrusy, quite salty, and but the paste is really lovely and moussey.
It's beautiful. The paste is really appealing, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know how this is sold. If it was sold in halves, it would sell really quickly. If you can see the middle, I think it's really appealing. Cheese. I have got a tiny bit bitter now, just on the back. Marginal, but
going to try a bit of the rind.
Class more as a sort of chicory vegetal bitter than a sort of medicinal thing.
The rind is actually lovely, even just on its own.
Mushroomy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice and bright. I think it is a touch. I think it's a touch over salted. Yeah, but yeah, lovely.
Cool. All right. So appearance-wise, I think we both agree it looks lovely.
Really nice. Yeah.
Very appealing. Just lovely sort of fluffy clouds. Yeah, I think it's beautiful. I'm on around a sort of an 8.
Yeah. Yeah, it's travelled well. It's
yeah,
it's done very well. Not
aroma,
too damp, but not dry.
Yeah.
Aroma, I'm enjoying the aroma. Yeah, it's not hugely wow, the aroma, but it's pleasant.
I think I'm sitting around a 7 mark. I don't think it's as appealing as the appearance, but I think it's pleasant. I don't know where you.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Flavour?
Flavour is good. It's quite sort of high. It's not much bass.
No.
You know what I mean?
It's citrus and.
So it zings really quickly, which is nice, but then there's not much sort of carrying it through, and it's a little salty, I think, but very pleasant.
Were you about 7 again, do you think? 6 or 7?
Yeah, I'd say 7. Yeah.
Texture, I'm really into. I really like the texture. I think it's most appealing quality.
Texture's great, and it's got a little bit of breakdown, so if you like it creamy, there's that, but the paste is really fluffy and moussey.
Yeah. I'm on about a 9 for texture.
9 for texture, I'm with you.
Aftertaste?
It's nothing unpleasant, but there's not a great deal.
I think around
7?
Yeah. And then true to character.
Yeah, high. That's what I would expect from that cheese I'm getting.
What do you want to give it?
8?
Yeah, perfect. I agree. Okay. So that is 46. Trying to add that up again. Yeah. Really beautiful texture. Flavor. Really striking. Okay. Right. So now we're on 244, which is this log. Voila. So 244 is sort of the winded goat log by the looks of things. Visually quite lovely. The rind hasn't got too much going on, but it's clean. It's very sort of very nice.
Sorry, I'm faffing.
Good.
I'm ready.
So I was just saying that this looks like a sort of a rinded goat's log.
Yeah.
Very sort of
ashed.
Thing. Is it ashed? Oh yeah. Yeah. I like the sort of the size of it. I think that's quite nice.
Yeah, I was just going to say it's a really good size, because it's not too enormous to scare people off, because sometimes they can be both long and girthy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, your camera's picking that up better. It's got a really nice looking texture, quite a nice breakdown, pretty throughout, and then a slightly chalky heart.
Yeah, it's got excellent breakdown. It's because it's there's definitely a lot of creaminess going on, but it's held in really well, which I know when you get a lot of rind slippage with goat's cheese, or you can do, because of that moisture is so hard to control.
Yeah. Really nice mushroomy aroma.
Yeah. Cheese doesn't smell greatly.
The paste in the middle, you mean?
Yeah, the actual, yeah.
Got a bit, but the rind is overpowering it slightly.
Yeah.
Feels really nice to cut.
Mhm.
The rind is strangely coming off it though.
Yeah, mine too. The
Nothing.
rind's.
Okay.
Now I can smell the cheese.
Oh,
No, that's quite punchy.
it's got almost like a blue character. So almost, if you have your eyes closed, it could be like a
Yeah, definitely.
mild blue, but in a really good way, in a nice way. Really like that texture.
I really like that. That's really tasty. I'm just going to try a bit of the rind.
So I've got a lot happening. I've got sort of caramel flavors. I've got a bit of a farmy goatiness, but it's not too overpowering. It's really savory at the same time. There's just so much going on in that. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, and the rind is thin and also really tasty. It's salty but nice. It's a good level of salt and not bitter at all. It's not thick. It's nice and thin, and it's lovely.
I really like that. Wicked. So appearance-wise, it's very pretty.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Bit of a shame with this happening to the rinds, but not
Yeah.
the world. I think
It's made a bit of a mess on my board.
Yeah.
Live action shot.
What would you score it?
Appearance wise, I think really, really nice. I'd say like, well, it's not the prettiest I've seen, but it's really good. So I'd say 8. Aroma's a bit
Slightly muted.
Yeah, 7.
Flavour, I would like to score really highly. I think that's really stuck out from what we've tasted so far. And on its own, I'm really, really enjoying that.
Yeah,
I'm definitely
I'd go back to that.
Yeah,
I'm thinking even
the T word. Let me try one more time. I'm nervous. It's outstanding. It's got so much complexity. I would want to buy it. I want to know what it is so I can buy it, which is always a good. It's fine. Let's do a 10.
Going straight in there. Boom.
Yeah. Texture.
Also fab. I guess we'd mark it down slightly for the rind coming off.
Yeah.
So 8 or 9?
I think 8.5. Just because
8.5.
Yeah. Aftertaste.
Aftertaste. Good.
Nice. It's really good. Nice length. Everything that you taste when you're first tasting it sort of continues. Yeah. So
8.5.
I think 8.5. 8.5. It's quite clever to continue all of those flavors and not just have a sort of a base. I think 8.5 is cool.
Yeah.
And then true to character.
Yeah, high. It's a really good example of a goat's log.
Yeah.
8.5 again. 9.
Yeah. I think 9. I think we really enjoyed it. I think let's.
Yeah.
So that one is
Stonker.
51. I really enjoyed that one. And I do honestly want to know what it is so I can buy it. Yeah, that was exciting. Very cool. Any more comments on any of these cheeses on the board?
No.
Amazing. Let's grab 245, 246, 247.
2, 4, 5. Wait. 247. I'm looking forward to that one. Which one's 246? Is it that one?
The ashed pyramid.
Oh, right. Okay.
Which smells amazing. Just opening it. There you go. Let me know when you're ready.
I think I'm ready.
Amazing.
Number wise, is it
245 is the round. Yeah. 6 is the ashed pyramid. 24. Wait. Yes. 247 is the block.
Okay, fine. Yeah, I'm ready.
Cool. Okay. So 245 is exhibit A. Exhibit 245.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's nice. It's white. It's white, bloomy, uniform.
Yeah.
Kept its shape well. It's not damp. It's travelled well.
yeah, can't really fault the rind. The appearance, it looks lovely.
No, I'm getting a little bit of ammonia on the rind.
I am also. But when you cut it and give it another smell, the ammonia is sort of balanced out by the aroma of the paste, which is good. We have also wrapped it too, which could possibly be a factor.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. What do you think?
Paste smells, quite delicate, and surprise, a little bit goaty.
I get a bit of that sweet caramel aroma.
Yeah, and a little bit of vegetable, but it's not a strong smell. Certainly not a strong smell.
Texture-wise,
not to eat quite so much. I'm going to go for the rind bit first.
Could you hold yours up to the camera? I think it looks really nice. The ooze. I think one's a tiny bit more broken down, but I can't really see on my camera so well. Cool. What are you tasting?
A little bit leather taste on the rind. The paste is nice. It's quite well balanced. It's a bit pappy, and it's a bit flat. There's not a huge range of flavors there.
Pretty one-dimensional, I agree.
Yeah,
but not unpleasant one-dimensional.
Not unpleasant. You're not getting a great sort of injection of liveliness that you can get with some goat's cheeses.
It's quite a savoury goat, I think. That's what it is. You don't get spike like the acidity that you mentioned in the liveliness. I think it's very sort of ooh.
You could, if someone said, "Oh, I don't really like goat's cheese," you could probably try them on that one. Yeah, it's quite mild.
Yeah. Okay. So appearance.
Good appearance. 8. There's nothing particularly wrong with the appearance.
No, I agreed. Yeah, 8. Aroma. If you are smelling just the outside of the cheese, it is quite a big whiff of ammonia.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Maybe give it about sort of a 7 or a 6.5.
6.
6. Okay. Flavour.
It's fine. It's just a little bit one-dimensional.
If you asked me tomorrow what it tastes like, I probably wouldn't be able to tell you. So I think it's very nice texture-wise, but the flavour is sort of slightly hidden. I think I'm on about a 7. I think the aroma is lower than the flavour. I think like 6.5, 7-ish.
Yeah, I definitely. Well, so the aroma was 6.
Yeah.
You think the flavour was lower?
No, I think it's a bit higher.
Bit higher.
I think
6.5 then.
Yeah. You don't want to give it a 7. It's fine. Just I think it's not faulty. It's just not very interesting.
No. Okay, there's 7. I'm happy with that.
Okay. Texture.
Texture's good. Nice. 7.
Yeah. Taste. Oh, aftertaste. Sorry.
Not a great deal going on.
I'm around 6. Yeah, I think so. And then true to character.
Yep, it's true to character. 8.
Yep, sounds good. All right, so 8, 6. 7.
I guess the true to character is almost a bit more applicable when it's like tasty Lancashire or crumbly Wensleydale or something, when you're judging it against a really set sort of class.
I think so. Yeah, there's a lot more sort of room for artistic license within this category, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, +6, +7,
especially with the British artisan cheesemakers, and they are not bound by so many rules as the French, and so they can just go absolutely wild with it.
Yeah, that was good. That's a nice.
Which is nice. Yeah.
That was 42. So flavour was slightly great texture. Flavour was slightly one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Okay. 246, which is the ashed, beautiful pyramid in the middle here.
See, I'm going to hold this up and get all mucky. So it's a very fresh, ashed pyramid like that, quite chunky, and oh, whoops, delicate. You have to be quite careful, and then you get all black fingers. And then, but then once you cut it open, look how gorgeous, pure white.
It feels really nice to cut.
Yeah.
It is very delicate, like you said. I cut it a bit badly, but it's quite crumbly. Whoops.
Again, it's such a fine art getting a cheese dry enough to hold together, but wet enough to still have that amazing texture.
Yeah.
There's a real fine art.
So definitely it's beautiful.
Yeah, really beautiful. Aroma and quite unusual. Aroma wise, it smells really fresh, milky, lactic, whey.
Yeah, all of the above.
More of that than it does of goat. Just it smells lovely.
I think it's really clever sorting. So it is there, but it is in check with the really nice sort of acidity, the really, really nice acidity, like super lemon. More typical of the flavours you'd expect in a goat's cheese, I'd say.
Yeah.
Very fresh.
It's
very
really
milky.
fresh. That is that's what I would say is lively.
Yeah.
It's got so many different flavors. It's really bright. You can, I don't know, taste the milk in it. It's even for such a fresh cheese, you get a lot of flavor from that.
The only thing I'd say about the texture is I've got a tiny bit of a powdery granularity to it. I don't know if that's a word. I don't know if you've got that at all. But it's very smooth and it does almost sort of spread, but there is like a tiny bit of the powdery thing. But not enough to make me not want to eat the whole thing.
It was a bit like a frozen, like a sorbet. You know that sort of texture?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm really enjoying it. Really nice.
Really nice with fresh fruit.
Absolutely. Cool. Appearance.
Very pretty.
It's a 9 or a 10 for me. I think it looks lovely.
Yeah. Absolute bugger to handle on a cheese board and then cut another cheese, but that is part of the fun.
9.
Yeah, 9.
Okay. Aroma. It's lovely. It's quite hard to have these against each other because they're such different characters. But I really enjoy the sort of dairy, like being in the dairy element to it. The sort of the ways.
Yeah, me too.
What do you want with aroma?
Like 8 or 9 again?
8.5.
Yeah.
Flavor. I really enjoy it. I think it's got quite a lot going on. For a fresh cheese, it's got a lot of complexity.
Yeah.
I'm sitting at around the sort of an 8 or a 9 on that one again.
Yeah, I think for me probably a 9.
Do 9.
I just think it's such a skilled make as well.
I'm happy with 9. Texture.
Perhaps a little lower if you're getting the powderiness.
Are you getting it? You said like the sorbet.
Yeah, I do know what you mean. Slightly granular.
It's not off-putting. I think I'd still be happy with about an 8 because it's got really nice sort of smooth quality to it. I think 8.
No, I'm happy with an 8.
Aftertaste.
It's good. I'm still got it actually, the aftertaste.
I agree. I think I'm on about an 8 for aftertaste as well. I think it's quite
happy with
that. True to character.
Yeah, I mean it's true to its own character. So yeah, like 8 again.
Yeah, that's good. So that is 50.5. That was really enjoyable in lots of ways.
Yeah.
Cool. Right. I need to clean it. That's the one you want to put on your cheese board.
Yeah.
You're gonna move.
I think that's you've got to make it a centerpiece. So
yeah. Oh yeah, work around it. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, and then we've got 247 here, which is this sort of oblong shape. I've got a bit of ash on it. It's not ash, it's just from the pyramid.
Oh right, yeah. Just okay. So brick like that. Nice and white, uniforms, interesting shape. You don't get that many bricks.
No. I sort of like that it's not completely straight. It's got a bit of the, I don't know if yours isn't, but I quite like that. It's not just sort of industrial, mate. It's got character to it. Yeah, and it looks fun. It's mushroomy, but it's got a bit of mushroom.
A little bit, yeah. It's not as appealing as some other goat's cheeses.
No. The texture is quite rigid.
It is quite rigid. The flavour's not bad. It's a bit chalky.
It's quite a drying texture.
Yeah.
Which I wasn't massively expecting. But the flavour's actually really nice. Again, that caramel. It's quite sweet.
Yeah. Salting is fairly heavy, but okay. Yeah, it's got a little bit of fudginess about it.
Yeah. And the length, there is some length there as well, I think.
Yeah, there is.
Appearance, what do you think?
I think it's attractive and an unusual shape. So maybe like a 7.
I think the same. Yeah. It's attractive, but just very nice. I think it's it possibly could have a bit more happening to it for us to give it a little like boost. But yeah, 7. I agree. Aroma.
Yeah, aroma. I'm not getting a great deal from the aroma. For me, that's around a kind of 5 or 6.
I'm happy with a 5. Flavour.
Flavour is nice. It's got a little bit of fudginess to it. I'd probably around a sort of 7.
Yeah. I was pleasantly surprised by the elements, the bit of complexity within that flavour. I thought it was very nice. I think 7's fair. Texture.
Yeah.
Texture's
no, it's a little bit dry in the middle, as you say, and it doesn't.
To be a little bit less tight. I think it'd be enormously more appealing if it had slightly looser texture.
Yeah.
6. Does that mean 7?
Yeah, 6 is fine, I think.
I think it's fair. I think it is something which slightly brings it down because it's super tight pasted. Aftertaste.
I'd probably plump around a 6. It's not got a great deal of length.
No, I agree. And then true to character. That's a tough one. Because it's sort of like a bloomy rind. I don't know whether to judge it as a I don't know. I think it's very interesting. I wonder whether we just judge it on a character instead of whether it's to a specific character.
I think I think it's done what it's trying to do fairly well. So yeah, probably a 7. Yeah.
Okay. So is that correct? Let me double check. So that is 38.
Okay. What was the total of 245?
245 was 42.
Okay. Just gonna see if I can turn off my WhatsApp. I hope I don't lose you. No, I don't know how to do it. I'll just leave it.
You okay, Ruth?
Yeah. bin scrape.
Cool. So we're coming towards the end of this category.
Should we do the 4 in a row?
It's quite a large category, this one, but it's nice seeing the varieties you can get within Artisan goats.
Yeah, definitely.
Love to read
Oh.
variety. I'll do a dance. No, then you're back.
Yeah. Oh God, go away. So that's 248, 249, 251, and 252.
Have you got 4 more to go? Did you
Yeah.
say?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Have we taken ages, Sarah? Are we going too slowly?
One second.
Oh. Cool.
Okay.
So start with entry number 248 now, which is this lovely curd looking goat's cheese in a pot.
Whoa! Whoops.
Pour it on the tea. Okay. So appearance wise,
Looks good. Nice and wet, as I just found out.
yeah. Nice sort of bright white colour,
Really soft.
lovely moussey texture.
Mm. Yes, it's good. Really, no taint at all. It's like almost goaty yogurt. It's a very fashionable product at the moment, goat's curd, and for the last couple of years in food service. Chefs are all over it.
Like you said, no taint, texture's nice and smooth. The aroma, it's goatee yogurt. That's what
Yeah.
you said. I completely agree.
It's lovely.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really nice.
I would.
It's quite wet is the only thing. I don't. If you were doing like quenelles or something, if you were trying to, like, it's fine for cooking in something, but it might be a little bit damp for like a salad.
Yeah. But flavour wise, I think it's really good.
It's great actually. It's very clean.
Yeah. Appearance.
I mean, it looks nice. 8.
It's clean. It's white. I think 8. I don't know. 9. What?
I think 8.
I also think 8. Aroma was
very, very mild, but what there is lovely. So like 8 again.
I agree. Flavour.
Flavour's really nice. Maybe 9.
It's very balanced. It's got a really nice sort of citrusy lemon note, but it's not just citrus. It's got other stuff in it. Yeah, I think. Did you say 9?
Yeah.
Texture.
I think it's very velvety and soft, but I think almost a little bit to its detriment. I think if it was just a tad drier, it would be a bit more versatile.
Yeah.
So maybe like 7.
Yeah. Aftertaste. Clean.
Yeah.
No taint. I think 8, 7 or an 8.
8.
Yeah.
True to character. Yeah, it's very true to character as a fresh goat's curd.
I agree. I think 9. It's very enjoyable.
Yeah, you could almost eat it like ice cream, couldn't you?
I want to.
Yeah.
So that is 49.
Okie dokie.
All right. Cool. And we've got entry number 249, which is this sort of harder wedge.
I'm just gonna scrape.
Yeah, it's definitely it was great. Put it down the middle actually and taste from the centre. We don't get any backpack taint.
Yeah. Good shout.
Okay. So
it's a nice uniform colour. Smells really got a little bit of fudge to it.
Yeah. Bit of a caramelly Werther's type flavour.
Definitely. It tastes like a sheep cheese.
Sorry?
It tastes almost like a sheep cheese. It's very sweet and quite vegetal, and the texture is a little bit pappy.
I think so too. It's got like a bit of a dryness, like not powdery, but there's a
Yeah.
wasn't quite expecting that. I was expecting either slightly harder in texture or a little bit more give. The flavour's lovely.
Yeah, the flavour is nice. It's quite unusual. To me, it definitely, those characteristics, that fudginess, that, as you say, Werther's caramel, reminds me much more of a sheep's cheese.
Yeah,
rather than a goat's cheese. But it's very nice.
Yeah. Appearance?
Happily eat that. Appearance, good. Uniform, no sort of, it's well mixed. It's quite pretty.
I'll give it like a
7.
Yeah. Aroma was pleasant.
Yeah, quite delicate, milky. It's nice.
A bit of a weird thing to say, but a bit of a cheese aroma.
Oh,
Smell it. Like,
is it cheese?
Oh, are we judging cheese? Like a concentrated cheese smell. I don't know if you know.
I'm just going to say yes.
Aroma.
I think sort of 6 or 7. It's not particularly strong.
I think 7. Let's give it 7. Flavour.
Flavour's quite interesting. Like 8.
Yeah, I think so. You had that sort of caramel thing. You had. So, yeah, 8 is good. And then the texture.
Texture does let it down a little bit. So it's a little bit pappy. It's maybe like a 6.
6. Okay.
Aftertaste is clean but not hugely lengthy. More like a 6 or 7, I'd say.
Okay. I think 6, and then true to character.
7.
7, I think, is fair. Yeah, I think so. The texture was just a little bit not what I was quite expecting for that style, but it's very pleasant. I think 7 is fair. So altogether, we've got 41. Okay, and we've got entry number 251, which is this beauty.
Very pretty, very well wrapped. Look, mine's all the way around.
Is it? Oh, no, not really. I think it looks stunning. Visually, definitely very striking. Something that would draw you in on a counter or a board.
100%, yeah.
Right.
So it's wrapped in a vine leaf, I believe. Squidge factor. High.
The aroma is quite subtle, but pleasant.
Yep, little bit of sweetness from the vine leaf. It's a beautiful cheese inside, actually. Mine's really plump and kind of juicy.
Yeah. It's got like, a nice little bit of breakdown, but the whole thing is, like you said, squidge factor, very high. I'm going to try it without the vine leaf first.
I went straight in with the vine leaf. It's nice. It's adding a little bit of chewiness to it. What's clever about mine is that it's obviously quite young, and you can tell that because the vine leaf is completely like fresh and virgin.
Yeah.
But it's got a really good breakdown on the cheese, which is quite clever to be able to achieve that.
I think the vine leaf does add to the flavour quite nicely. It's quite a salty cheese.
It is quite salty.
Very dominant, but the sort of the vegetal fruitiness of the leaf sort of balances that out.
Yeah, no, it's nice, really nice.
Appearance,
very pretty.
I mean, it's a 10.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, mine was, I think, slightly more attractive than yours, and mine was really pretty. So yeah, 10.
Aroma I found slightly muted.
Yeah.
So I think around a sort of, it was pleasant, but maybe around a sort of 7-ish.
Yeah, 7. I'm happy with that.
Flavour.
Flavour's good. A little, as you say, a little bit salty, but really, actually, that with the texture together actually kind of cancels that out a little bit, because it melds together really nicely.
Yeah.
So I would say like 8.
Yeah. Texture was wonderful.
Yeah.
I really liked that texture.
9.
I think 9. Aftertaste, quite short in length.
A little bit short, yeah. 7.
But 7, yeah. It's pleasant, just quite short. And then true to character.
I mean, 7 again, 8. Really hard with that.
I think 8 because of the texture. If we think about it as not just a vine wrapped cheese, the texture is really, really great for what it. I think 8. Are you happy?
Happy with that? Yeah.
Right. Okay, so that is 49. So we've got we've got one more, sorry. So 49 on that one. Definitely beautiful, really nice texture. Yum. I think with a tiny bit more age on it, it might have a tiny bit more character.
Yeah.
Super young and plump and delicious. But maybe with a week or so more, it might develop. And cool, we got 252 as the last cheese in this category.
I did have a bit of an accident with this one, so it's probably not quite as beautiful as it was when it came.
So quite a hefty, stubby log, right? It's quite heavy.
It's hefty. That's a lot of cheese. That's a lot of cheese. You want to really like goat's cheese.
Yeah. It looks lovely. It looks sort of like a typical, almost Loire Valley French style. It looks like a really nice sort of ashed goat's cheese.
Yeah, totally. It's got a lovely sort of stony colour, lovely wrinkle to it. Right, going in.
I really like the aroma. Really sort of grassy.
Yeah. Smells like a pretty serious goat's cheese.
Yeah, I think this is really promising. The aroma is lovely. It's a little bit slippy. Well, mine is. Oh.
Steady. Yeah, I've got a little bit of ooze around the rind, but the rind is staying on.
Yeah, mine's not quite staying on. I'll try and show you. It's
yeah, there's a bit of separation. It's not. Oh yeah.
Not the end of the world, but tough to portion up maybe on a board.
I'm getting a little bit of soapiness from the rind. I'm going to try the cheese on its own.
I had quite an odd flavour right at the beginning, which felt more like a scent. I don't know how to describe it at all, but it felt like a sort of squirt of air, which is something I get in truffles, and I have never realised how to explain. But
the paste is absolutely lovely, really well balanced. It's a gorgeous consistency. You can see that. Nicely balanced. The rind is, like, unsurprisingly, because it kind of looks quite serious. It's got quite a lot of flavour.
It is a little bit, got a tiny bit of bitterness, and it is quite peppery on the rind.
Yeah.
Which I wasn't expecting. The aroma sort of led me to think it would have a bit more of a sort of vegetal thing, but it wasn't quite that. But the paste itself is lovely.
The paste itself is lovely, and I think because it's so large, you're going to get quite a good ratio of paste to rind, which is a good thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Because the paste is really the star attraction there.
Yeah, cool. So appearance
is great. Hefty and grey and wrinkly. Nice.
I think a 9 on that one. Yeah. Aroma, I was really enjoying. I still am.
It's pretty peppery, the aroma.
Yeah.
Yeah, good, nice. 9?
Yeah. Flavour.
Flavour is good. I don't think it's quite as high as those 2 marks. 8?
I think about an 8 or even a 7. Should we do 8? Yeah, let's do 8. Texture?
Texture is nice. It's really good. There is a little bit of slippage now. It's been cut open a minute. So maybe like 7.
I agree. Aftertaste?
It's lasting.
Yeah.
7?
I think 7 again. And then true to character.
Yeah. Probably.
I'm on around
7 or 8.
I think for that.
What did you say? 7?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I'm happy with 7.
Okay. 47. Cool.
What was the one before? Sorry, what was 251?
49.
Cool.
So definitely got a clear winner. Let me just have a look down. Four,
This little bad boy.
6. Pardon?
This one.
Yeah, exactly. So the winner is 244. That gets first place. Second place, we've got 246. And then third place, we have a tie between 248 and 251.
So can I just confirm that? So first place you've got 244, second place you've got 246, and third place. So you need to make a decision basically between the last 2.
Yep. So 248 was the curd, and then 251 was this wine.
Ah. Okay.
Whoa. I think I'm team curd. I don't know.
I think I'm team curd actually.
I just think it was really, really sort of delicious. The complexity was there a bit more. This had a bit more aging on. I think I'd have possibly had a different opinion. But I think the curd was delicious.
You could just eat that. Like, I mean, it's absolutely delicious.
All right. So 248 is third place.
Yeah.
248 is third. Yeah. 248. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. That was a very, very interesting class with a lot of different types of cheese in there. So, and you showed us and talked us through every cheese as it went. So thank you very much for that. We're now going to move on to the next class. Before we go, I'd just like to make everyone who's watching aware that we'll be live on the 18th of July, and you can watch the live judging of the categories, consumer choice class, and also Supreme final. See you then. Thank you.